Zimbabwe Media Commission has urged journalists to promote professionalism in the forthcoming harmonized election. Addressing journalists in Harare today, Zimbabwe Media Commission chairperson Professor Rubima Gosongwe implored journalists to convey credible information which will promote peace during the forthcoming harmonized election.
The Zimbabwe Media Commission is actually in the process of organizing an all stakeholders endeavor, whereby the members that you have, members of the public that you have identified, are also going to be invited and included. And during some of the training workshops, I think the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Assistant Commissioner Purnyati has been very actively involved, but the Executive Secretary may actually want to add more information pertaining to the question that you have asked. Mr. Piri?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Like the Chair said, there's been a very active process of engaging the people that you are referring to. And particularly with the police, I think we're very happy that we're receiving very positive response. Even practitioners on the ground are reporting that they are finding greater support from ZRP in the work that they are doing. And something that we're encouraging, not just for the elections, but even beyond that, to say that journalists are doing a very important job and they need protection and support from all stakeholders. Like the Chair also said, we would be engaging political parties too, to say to them, when journalists are at work, they are just doing their job to inform the nation. They should not be harassed, they should not be intimidated, they should be embraced. But also the responsibility falls on the journalists to say, when that opportunity is given, let us use it professionally.
Gosongwe assured members of the press that ZMC will protect journalists from both public and private harassment. The Commission provided journalists with a manual book for peace journalism and press jackets which will enhance the visibility of journalists when covering elections.
Let's remain putting on our journalistic jackets and exercise or execute our work professionally without going into politics. Yes, we know you are also political animals, but let's remain professional. Kanata kuita zvema political parties top visa iri jacket, because it's still within your rights as a citizen of this country to be involved in political work. But you can't do that when you are saying that you are doing your journalistic work as a professional. So politics, let's learn to separate our political activism and our journalistic work. Thank you. Yeah, so it's all systems go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go out there. We are representing a very noble profession of journalism. Let's go there and be objective. Let's go there and remain professional in our conduct. We contribute immensely to a free and fair election in the work that we do.
I may just add one last thing, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We must ask ourselves what that contribution is. So as you put out that headline, ask yourself, is this headline really helpful? Is it not fanning violence? Is it not fanning divisions? Am I not being sensational? And who benefits from it? We must look beyond sales and start thinking about Zimbabwe too. Beyond the elections, we will still be around, all of us. We will still be brothers and sisters, families, friends. So let's not have this short-term approach to saying it's elections, let's maximize at the expense of our bigger long-term relationships. That is our appeal. The Commission does not want to descend on anyone. It's unnecessary. We are simply saying, let us all act responsibly. It is not our desire to be calling people and so on and so forth. We are saying journalists that have been trained properly are aware of the ethics, are aware of your responsibilities. Let's just do our work professionally.
And to conclude, this is a collective responsibility that we all shoulder to see to it that Project Zimbabwe remains credible, retains that dignity that it has always and should retain. We have no other country.
The move has been applauded by other journalists who said the provision of press jackets will mitigate the harassment of media personnel.
what ZMC has tried to do is quite commendable. The press jackets give us a lot of visibility as journalists. We've had challenges in the past where at political rallies or political events, journalists have been unidentified and they've had altercations with be it party security or state security officials. So with these jackets, it becomes easier. You know, with the coming in of better ICTs, we have had journalists working even with cell phones, tiny cell phones. And it is easy for security details to question whether or not one is a journalist. But with these press jackets now, I think they will go a long way in reducing the amount of harassment or the number of cases of harassment journalists have had to go through in the past years, especially getting into this general election.
Okay, so apart from the provision of these jackets, do you have anything that you want to applaud ZMC pertaining this conference?
Probably the manual. The manual also will be very handy, especially for the younger journalists. The senior journalists already know what they're supposed to do, and I can certainly say most journalists know exactly what they're supposed to do. But the manual will be very handy getting into the election. What is needed now is for the ZMC to engage state security agencies. They say they have had talks with the ZRP. We need them to talk to the army because the army was involved in the 2018 election, post-election. We need them to talk to the CIO. We need them to talk to political parties, and we need them to talk to every other stakeholder. We will be involved in this election to ensure the security of all journalists.
Because kana usina ngo wakapfeka jacket, for example pa election, kana ngo usina wakapfeka jacket rako uchioneka kuti we media, unogona kuharaswa because vanenge vasingazive kuti uri media ere zvechokwadi kana kuti unokusara uzobudisa press card kuti aiwa ndiri media pamwe unongo watorowa. But nemajackets avatipa tinonzwawo kusununguka kuti kana uchita basa rako unoita wakasununguka because vanenge vachiona kuti no ava ndiri media vari kuita basa ravo.
I'm Takuzwa Shaya reporting for